In the deep blue sea of the vast ocean, giant tuna fishing boats begin their long journey. Each trip is a battle with nature, with the wind and waves, and with the harshness of the sea. When dawn breaks over the water, fishermen begin to prepare the purse seine net, a special type of net used to catch ocean tuna. The net is gigantic in size, made from durable nylon fibers, wrapped around the boats and then dropped into the water in a circle, surrounding the moving tuna school. When the sonar and positioning equipment detect the school of fish, the captain signals the sailors to drop the net. Hundreds of meters of net slide smoothly under the sea surface, forming a wall surrounding the fish-filled water. When the net is closed, the rope at the bottom of the net is tightened, like pulling the mouth of a giant bag, trapping the entire school of fish inside. The giant tuna, weighing hundreds of kilograms. Struggle violently in the bubbling water, the silvery shine of their bodies sparkling in the sunlight. Fishermen had to work quickly and synchronously, using rods, nets and pulleys to pull each fish onto the deck. The winch whistled. The giant fish bodies were lifted from the water. Blood and seawater mixed together to form a bright red stream flowing on the deck. After the fish were brought up, the cleaning process took place right on the deck to ensure the freshest quality of fish meat. Fishermen used sharp knives to cut the gills, puncture the heart to kill the fish quickly, then quickly removed the organs, cut off the gills and intestines. After that, they washed the fish with cold seawater to remove the blood and mucus. With large fish, the processors directly filleted. They divided the fish body into four main parts: upper back, lower back, belly and tail. Each part was cleaned. The blood film scraped off and dried with cold towels. The tuna meat was immediately stored in a deep freezer at -20 degrees Celsius, keeping it fresh until the ship docked. When returning to the mainland, the fish were taken to a modern processing plant. Here, workers wear white protective clothing and work in a cold environment to ensure food hygiene and safety. The thawed tuna meat is classified according to quality and size. The beautiful, undamaged red meat will be used to make high-end sashimi and sushi. The remaining meat will be put into the canning line, salted, steamed and packaged in tin cans. The tuna canning process includes steaming to remove fat, then cutting into pieces, putting them in cans with vegetable oil or salt water, then sealing and sterilizing with high-pressure steam. The finished product is exported around the world, becoming a familiar dish on the dining tables of millions of people. From the time the fish swim in the ocean until they become sashimi or convenient tuna cans, it is a complex process, requiring high technology, persistent labor and the resilient spirit of the fishermen. They not only face storms and rough waves, but also shoulder the mission of bringing precious seafood from the ocean to serve people, so that each piece of fresh tuna is the crystallization of sweat, effort and love for the job of people who live their lives with the sea after the tuna is pre-processed and classified. The next step is preservation. transportation and deep processing to serve domestic consumption and international export needs. The tuna blocks are placed in cold rooms that meet European standards, with temperatures always maintained at -18 to -25 degrees Celsius. Each shipment is clearly labeled with a traceability code, recording full information on the date of fishing. Location, type of net used, and fishing vessel. This not only helps ensure food safety but also increases commercial value when exporting to demanding markets such as Japan, the United States or the European Union. In specialized processing plants, workers perform a more sophisticated filleting step, using specialized knives to separate each piece of meat smoothly, without tearing the fibers. Fresh tuna meat is divided into many levels: the belly meat called otoro, soft, fatty, fragrant and most expensive. The hutoro part has less fat but is still soft and sweet. The akomi part is lean red meat, often used for grilled dishes or canned. After separation, the fish is flash frozen using ultra-cold technology, helping to preserve the cell structure and freshness of the meat. With canned tuna products, the processing process continues to be fully automated. From steaming, skinning, deboning, cutting to canning, all are closely monitored by a camera system and temperature sensors. Each can of tuna, after being sealed, will be put into a sterilizing autoclave at a temperature of about 120 degrees Celsius for many hours to ensure complete removal of bacteria and extend the preservation time to up to 3 years. After that, the product is labeled, inspected for appearance, weighed, and then packed for consumption. Meanwhile, the fresh or frozen tuna used for sashimi is processed in a sterile environment, vacuum-packed and preserved with dry ice or liquid nitrogen before being transported by plane to high-end restaurants around the world. Each block of meat is inspected for color, elasticity, fat content and moisture to ensure it meets standards. Behind each piece of fresh shred tuna is a series of meticulous and highly disciplined tasks. The worker must have delicate skills and a keen eye to recognize each piece of meat, each color that changes under the light, the smell of the sea, the smell of fish blood and the cold air of the freezer combine to create the characteristic atmosphere of the fishing and seafood processing industry. Each time the ship sets sail, it is a journey of survival with strong winds and waves, with the risk of equipment damage, loss of contact or sudden storms. But in the midst of that hardship, the spirit of the fisherman still burns. They understand that each tuna catch is not only a source of income, but also the pride of an entire fishing village, of a tradition of generations of ancestors attached to the ocean. When cans of tuna are exported, when slices of fresh raw tuna are displayed on the dining tables of luxury restaurants, Deep inside there is the image of sunburned men, calloused hands, sweaty backs, still steadfast day and night in the open sea. Tuna fishing is a symbol of perseverance, of courage, and of the strong bond between people and the vast ocean as the sun sets. The sea surface glows a brilliant red reflecting from the sky, and tuna fishing boats continue their work in the dark. Powerful headlights shine down on the water, attracting schools of tuna to gather closer. Fishermen operate modern fish detecting equipment such as sonar and radar, accurately determining the coordinates of the school of fish and quickly drop the purse seine net. Each net hundreds of meters long is let drift in an arc, surrounding the area with strong fish signals. When the bottom rope of the net is pulled tight, the entire sea area is stirred up. The giant school of tuna begins to jump up, its fins glittering silver under the lights. The sound of the waves, the sound of the winch pulling the net, the shouts of the fishermen blend into the typical music of the night fishing industry. Each tuna weighing tens to hundreds of kilograms is pulled onto the deck with iron hooks and pulleys. Fishermen quickly cool the fish's body by soaking it in a tub of cold sea water to keep the meat fresh. They then cut off the head, intestines, blood, and rinse with seawater to prevent decomposition. Each step must be done quickly and precisely, as even a few minutes of delay can reduce the quality of the fish meat. After cleaning, the fish are taken to deep freezers, neatly arranged in stainless steel trays, and covered with ice. The entire hold is maintained at a stable temperature thanks to an industrial refrigeration system, helping the fish stay fresh for many days at sea. When the ship is full of fish, the crew turns the bow of the ship back to the mainland. The fishing port is brightly lit when the ship docks. Hundreds of crates of fish are unloaded, weighed, and put into cold storage awaiting distribution. From here, the fish are transported to processing plants. Some are cut into large blocks for export to Japan or Korea, where tuna is considered a premium ingredient for sashimi and sushi. The rest are transported to canning facilities, where the fish is steamed, deboned, cut into pieces, and packed into tins with cooking oil or brine. After sterilization, each can of tuna is labeled, boxed, and distributed around the world. Some factories also use byproducts such as heads, bones, skin, and organs to produce fish meal, fish oil, or animal feed, minimizing waste and optimizing economic value. Every stage, from catching to processing, is strictly monitored to ensure international standards. The tuna industry not only brings in huge income but also creates jobs for thousands of coastal workers. Coastal fishing villages live off tuna, generation after generation, passing on skills, experience, and even love for the sea. Each fisherman understands that they are not only hunting a precious fish, but also preserving a part of marine culture. a symbol of perseverance and human strength in the face of nature. When tuna has been processed into fresh red slices on the dining table, few people know that behind it is a whole arduous journey, from sleepless nights drifting in the wind and waves, to calloused hands working tirelessly amidst the smell of salt and the strong fishy smell. But in the midst of that hardship, tuna fishing still exists and develops, as a testament to the spirit of overcoming difficulties and the enduring love for the job of the people of the sea. Who live their whole lives with the wind and waves to bring back to humanity precious gifts from the ocean when entering the deep processing stage. Tuna is processed with advanced technology to preserve the natural flavor and high nutritional value of the fish meat. Fresh tuna blocks after being super frozen will be put through an automatic defrosting system, using a steady flow of cold air to avoid damaging the meat fiber structure. Workers in the processing factory wear protective clothing, masks and gloves, working in a sterile environment with a temperature always maintained between 10 and 15 degrees Celsius. They use specialized knives to remove the skin, separate the tendons and the dark meat near the spine. The pink meat fibers are wiped clean of blood with cold towels and then placed on the conveyor belt. Here, a sensor scanner will check the freshness. Color and fat to automatically classify each piece of meat. Fish meat that meets the highest standards will be used as sashimi, thinly sliced, vacuum packed and stored in specialized plastic boxes. Each piece of soft, bright red, shiny fish is transported by plane to large restaurants, where chefs with just a few skillful strokes of the knife can transform them into exquisite dishes, with the flavor of the deep ocean. Other meat parts are used for grilling, steaming or canning, while the fatty belly of the fish will be extracted for tuna oil, a precious raw material in the pharmaceutical and functional food industries. Fish oil is separated by a centrifuge, filtered through many layers of membranes and cold pressed to preserve the omega-3 fatty acids, DHA, EPA, which are beneficial to health. In addition, the bones and skin of the fish are also used to produce gelatin and collagen. Important ingredients in cosmetics and the food industry. Everything that belongs to the tuna is thoroughly exploited. Not a single part is wasted. After completing the processing, the tuna is packaged according to international standards, printed with traceability labels, clearly stating the date of fishing, vessel name, fishing area, processing date and production unit. Each crate is sealed, placed in a giant refrigerated container, and then transported to seaports or airports for export. Each shipment is the work of countless people, from fishermen in remote areas, engineers operating machines to factory workers. Each piece of tuna is the crystallization of a whole chain of sustainable labor values, a symbol of the bond between people and the ocean. In coastal areas, tuna fishing and processing has become an indispensable part of the economic and cultural life of the people. Every early morning, when the ships leave the dock, the sound of engines echoes across the water. The smell of oil and salt blends with the salty breeze, all creating a vivid picture of fishing life. When the ships return, the entire port is bustling with cheers. The sound of weighing, the sound of fish hitting the barrels, and the bright smiles of fishermen when they see the fruits of their labor. From the vast ocean to the luxurious dining table, tuna has gone through a long journey full of hardships and glory. It is not only the story of a profession, but also the story of will, faith and the sacred connection between humans and the ocean, a place that nurtures, challenges and also gives endless life to generations of resilient fishermen amidst the ocean waves, looking back at the entire process chain. From the time that tuna swim in the ocean until they become exquisite products on the dining table. It can be seen that tuna fishing and processing is an art that combines labor, skills and modern technology. On board, fishermen not only face fierce waves and sudden storms, but also have to read the sea, know when the fish move, when the net needs to be dropped, and when it needs to be pulled to avoid losing the catch. Every operation, from wrapping the net, dropping it into the water, pulling it up, to preliminary processing on deck, requires smooth, agile and precise coordination. The giant tuna, weighing hundreds of kilograms, are not only a source of income but also a challenge in terms of technique, patience and endurance of humans. When the fish are on board, the preliminary cleaning process takes place urgently. The fish's blood is washed away, and the organs are immediately removed to preserve the fresh meat. This work, although hard, smelly and humid, determines the final quality of the product. Next, at the processing plants, tuna goes through a series of modern technologies: thawing, skinning, tendon removal, meat grading, vacuum packaging or canning. Automated equipment combined with manual supervision by workers helps to minimize risks, increase productivity and ensure food hygiene and safety. In addition, utilizing byproducts such as bones, skin, organs to produce gelatin, collagen, fish meal or fish oil also demonstrates the thoroughness in exploiting the value of tuna, limiting the waste of marine resources. The final product, whether fresh fillet, bright red sashimi slices or convenient canned tuna, all bear the mark of the ocean and of people, fishermen, engineers and workers who have devoted all their heart and effort to turning natural resources into food. Nutrition and valuable commercial products. The tuna fishing and processing industry not only creates material wealth but also symbolizes the connection between people and the sea, between labor and creativity, between tradition and modern technology. Each trip out to sea, each catch of fish pulled onto the deck, each piece of fish meticulously cut on the conveyor belt is a testament to the tenacity, ingenuity and deep love of the profession of people who live their lives with the sea. Despite hardships and fatigue after long nights of fighting the waves, they still maintain their belief in the value of labor, in the sacred connection between people and the vast ocean, so that tuna, the symbolic fish of the sea, continues to bring life, joy and economic value to the world after tuna products are processed, packaged and shipped. The tuna value chain continues with distribution and consumption. Modern logistics systems help transport fresh, frozen and canned fish to domestic and international markets quickly, maintaining product quality. Fresh fish fillets are transported in refrigerated containers, on trucks or specialized planes, with temperatures always maintained between -18 and -25 degrees Celsius, avoiding thawing, which reduces freshness and flavor. Pre-packaged tuna cans are delivered to supermarkets, convenience stores and high-end restaurants, and are also exported to Japan, Korea, the US and Europe, where demand for high-quality tuna is always high. In addition to serving food, the tuna industry also creates important ancillary products: fish oil, fish meal, collagen, gelatin, all of which make full use of raw materials, increasing economic value and reducing waste. This job requires coordination between many departments, from fishermen, processing engineers, packaging workers to transportation and cold storage management teams. The tradition of tuna fishing has also been maintained through many generations, with coastal fishing villages still maintaining a lifestyle attached to the sea, passing on the experience of catching, processing and preserving tuna to their descendants. Stories of storms, of giant catches of fish pulled up on deck, of sleepless nights at sea, are always told as a precious part of memories, forming the unique maritime culture of each region. Tuna fishing is not only an economic sector, but also a symbol of human perseverance and ingenuity in conquering nature. Each slice of redfish on the dining table, each can of tuna on the supermarket shelf, contains the story of a long, arduous but also glorious journey, from the vast ocean to the hands of consumers, from the moment the fish jump into the ocean, to the time when the fishermen strain to pull the net, to the time when the factory workers meticulously cut the meat, package and transport. All create a complete cycle, demonstrating the combination of manual labor, modern technology and the spirit of attachment to the sea. The tuna fishing and processing industry, therefore, not only brings food and economic value, but also portrays the portrait of the sea people who live with the wind and waves, cherish natural resources and always seek to improve the quality of products, so that from the vast ocean, The most precious gifts of the sea can reach the world in their entirety throughout this process. The human factor remains central to the success of the entire tuna fishing chain.